Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, I hope you're doing well. You know, you're my people, and I love you. I want you to be the big three, my friends. I want you healthy, I want you happy, and I want you safe. Welcome to another Cider Sunday. Today, we are looking at an import. This is from France. This is Peugeot galipette. I have no idea. I can't speak French. I have enough problems with American. Organic Biologic. 11.2 fluid ounces. 4% is the ABV. Product en France. Peugeot Zero Concentrate. However one would pronounce concentrate in French. I am neither French nor Canadian, so I do not have a clue. And just for shits and giggles, all the ingredients are in French, but the Surgeon General's warning is in English. The frog's trying to tell us, man. And I've got a bottle opener. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Alrighty, well, I was cheating and I read that this is a product of Normandy, and since this is Memorial Day weekend and this is a product of Normandy, I think this should be appropriate. This is a 50 caliber round. There were a lot of these flying around Normandy during the invasion. Sadly, the reason we have Memorial Day is because a lot of our fellas didn't make it home from Normandy while we were saving our French friends from the little mustache man. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Wow, she's darker than I expected. It did chill both the glass and the bottle since it is heinously hot out here today. Ooh, that is a really dark cider. Ugh. She's pretty though. She's clear. That's like Fangul. I want to say that's like a 12 on an SRM. I don't know what the cider version of SRM is. I looked it up once and then I forgot. Such is the world, but it's Biden time. So let's get that sniffer in there and see what's going on. That's a really, really nice apple nose. That's it. She is the color of apple juice, and the nose is apple juice. Now, we did say she was 4% for the ABV. And as always, it's cider, so unless they specifically say so, like Balcom Canyon, they don't hop them. So let's slip her the tongue. The hell do the French say? I don't even friggin' remember. Skal. Nice. Juicy. Really interesting too. So it doesn't taste like straight apple juice. Kind of surprising because the nose is redolent of quite literally apple juice. Good mouthfeel. Whole tongue. Out into the buccals. Yeah, soft palate, intradentals, out into the buccals, and a weird, so there's a weird, really, really punchy sweet note in there, almost like a caramel apple. And then it shifts, even at this temperature, and she's cold, do not get me wrong. Let's get some numbers. Down, down, down she goes. Where she stops is the big 4-0. 40. Again, chilled the cider. chilled the glass because it's 108 out here today. Wow, really, really interesting. Now, for me, odd. I'm not a sweets guy, so when it hits that weird kind of sweet note in the middle, it's like... But then she shifts again. So she is dirty. Mouth is still just coated. But interesting. Interesting counts. When she comes in, she's sweet. She roots up a little bit. And it hits that odd caramel apple note in the middle. And then it dies down and it goes to a more still kind of lingering actually. But then it meshes up with a more tart note on the back end. They were nice enough to actually put stuff up on their website, so we shall read that while we allow this cider to warm up and see if it's going to show us anything more interesting. Galipette-biologique is our organics cuvée, C-U-V-E with a squiggle E. I don't know. Made from 100% organic cider apples. It has an exciting wildflower character that naturally varies with the seasons in an authentic style. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's that wildflower note in the middle. Got that nectar, right? Maybe. The assemblage majors on bittersweet apples with... God damn it. The assemblage majors on bittersweet apples with just a hint of sweet varieties such as Carding, Sweet Moen, and Bellefille de la Manche, all native to century-old orchids of Normandy. Breaking my tongue here. Light fermentation preserves the natural floral aromas and yields a lower alcohol level. Well, she is only 4%. Sweeter on the nose and true to the Normandy style of cider. Enjoy this refreshing feel-good fizz on a sunny summer's day. Be today. I spent about 5 hours putting irrigation in the box garden. Or explore its intriguing, sweet, savory nature with a fresh goat's cheese. Okay. And then they say she's semi-dry. And she is. We had herbed goat cheese at the office last week with crackers. Pretty damn tasty, to tell you the truth. I don't know why I'm cleaning my glasses, because theoretically we should be done. Add to the cart for 30.95 euros. I think it's a euro. It's the E with the 2 lines in it. I think that's a euro. The hell do I know? If I knew anything, you people would have no idea who I am. Anyhow. We've given her a chance to warm up a little, so we were at 40. Let's see where we are now. $46, $47, so that's perfect. There's your 6. Ugh. I am tired and old, folks, I will tell you, man. Putting that irrigation crap in and cutting and... I had to go back and redo it again tomorrow because if you really want to know, ask me and I will shoot a quick video on it and explain it to you. But I may have to reduce the spacing on the holes in the hose because pressure regulation is spotty. Anyway, let's see what we're looking at 47 here. So that nose has turned, and we are getting that honey nectar note. That's what I was looking for. Nectar. Honey nectar, right? Really nice wildflower honey, like that. That's what it is. And it's real prevalent right now. Okay. What you gotta do. She's French. She's this pretty. She smells this good, and you don't slip her the tongue. You're a cad and a bounder. Cad and a bounder. No idea what either of those mean, but I'm old, and it was a thing back in a long time ago in the dark ages. Go. All right. Any kind of flavor shift has pretty much left us. Now we are literally in that floral honey nectar note. And it's nice, although it's a bit sweet for me. I am not a sweet guy. They said semi-dry, they are not lying. And the coverage has literally just shifted to front half of the tongue, soft palate, and intradentals. Nothing's leaking out into the buccals or the lowers or the sublinguals. So she's tasty, but she's sweet and kind of cloying, and so I really couldn't drink very many of these. I can feel my pancreas screaming now. She is interesting. I mean, we drink a lot of the domestics, and there's only so much you can do. Most of these guys aren't really that much on top of their game, which is why we drink a lot of like Balcom. Because at least they're willing to introduce some hops. They're going to put some adjuncts in there and add some different flavor to it. But these are apple varieties that we don't get here, and I have never heard of, but I don't live in apple country. We have plenty of prickly pear, but not a whole lot of apple. Yeah, she's pretty interesting. So we're going to pause. We're going to let her come up 52, 53. We'll take a look at her there and then wrap this up. So we'll be right back. Love you, my friends. All right. That's the Pandoras in the background doing Hot Generation. We're looking at 52, my friends. We are there. We are going to wrap it on this. So far, she has been quite interesting. So we will find out what she's going to show us here. There's that one fellow who doesn't understand why I refer to it as a female, but I'm old, and we refer to everything as female. It's just the way we ran. So again, that wildflower honey floral nectar is the nose. It's super prominent. And I love honey. Honey is literally, I must have been a bear in my last life, because honey is one of my absolute favorite things on the planet. That's why this smells like a wildflower one. Desert honey smells different, and then the honey sourced from the orchards of citrus or the pepper growers or whatever, all come in different. Incidentally, if you've never tried pepper honey, it's hot honey, like not honey hot wings, but honey that's literally been taken from the pepper plant flowers. Absolutely delicious, super intense and weird, and it takes probably 5 or 6 seconds to get that little tingle in the back, that little kick. We used to have APS behind us, and just be able to get my stuff from them. Oh, good stuff. Loved it. I need to find them again. Anyway, salute, my friends. Flavor shifted again. Excuse me. One more time. Obviously, I drink incorrectly because everything's gassy. So, soft palate, not much on the intradentals, leaks out into the buccals and into the sublinguals. Throwing it out there. That's where it landed. The flavor is softened, and the sweetness has died down. She's actually gotten better at this temperature, which is kind of surprising. She's still dirty, but she's much tastier. Sadly, there's going to be nothing left for the brothers who aren't here. We're actually presenting with some tart now, which is really nice because it balances out that nectar. It's okay, Cactus Wren. She ain't going nowhere. Her ass is laid out. It's hot out, man. And the grackle just doesn't care. Grackle would probably poke the fur off her if it could. Yeah, no. Really, really solid. So, in the cooler temps where, again, if this was a beer and she was a 12, I would say we want to drink her a little warmer. Tasty, that mid-range in the 40s, that real syrupy, heavy wildflower honey presents. It's not bad if that's your thing. I'm just not a sweets guy, even though I do love honey. And then now that she's warmed up into the 50s, she's actually really, really nice and interesting. It's a very interesting, well-crafted cider with a lot of character. And a lot of varieties we've never even heard from here. So, you know, as much as I hate foreigners, at some point I should probably travel. And there's people, not a big fan. Still, she's good. So, would I buy her again? Nah, I'm not going to buy her again. Would I drink her again? Sure. Try her on tap. Wouldn't hesitate. Handed this to me out of the cooler, I'd say thank you very much. This is a very nice and interesting pick. You were a well-rounded person of character and class. Good for the style. Really good for the style. Super interesting. Even with the low ABV, which, again, if you're only drinking to get drunk, they make booze, you know. Really nice flavor progression. Really interesting flavor progression. Five. What are we going to do? I mean, she's hit every note, and she's tasty, and she's super interesting. It's not often that we see a lot of shift in the flavor profile going through the temperatures, especially with a cider, but I gotta tell you, this one did it. This was a really, really nice cider. I was kind of surprised. She was like $4.79, by the way, if you're interested. So $5 for 11.2 fluid ounces, which is some kind of Fruit Loop metric thing, but they're foreigners. They don't know any better because they're foreigners. Just kidding. Relax. A joke, people. Yeah, no, she's really, really good. So, thanks for coming by, putting some eyeballs on. You know you're my people, and I love you. I want you to be the big three, my friends. I want you healthy, I want you happy, I want you safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, house swivel, hot and handy. Comes with a laundry list of its own responsibilities that you must be compliant with, because we just don't heat the tar and slit the pillows enough in this country. Otherwise, we could actually turn things around, but This is cider and beer. We're not going to get political here. That's what Brews and Views are for. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, au revoir, my friends. Actually, really, really nice. Yeah.